How should I start this one? Nitro fans, vintage Nitro fans. Hello, it's Racing393. And this is part 4 of my Mardave Marauder refurbishment, rebuild, cleanup, call it what you like. So, in this video, basically, we are going to try one of two things. My plan is to try and get the car at least started. That won't be at the beginning. In the beginning of the video, I install a servo at the back just so that I've got a form of control when I get to start the car. So I link all this throttle linkage on the carb. It just makes it a bit easier to, adjust the throttle trim, assuming and hoping, of course, it does start. In this video, though, the main bulk of it will be refurbishing the shell, because I don't have a picture at the moment, but the shell is, I don't know if it's an original shell. I don't think so. I think it could be a remake, but it's in pretty poor condition, paintwork wise. The actual shell is in pretty good condition. So in today's video, rub it down, take the stickers off, rub it down with the view to paint it, basically. So we put some fresh primer on there, we rub that back. Bear in mind it is a polycarbonate shell, hard plastic. We spray the outside, so I do treat it a bit like a real car, to be honest with you. So we flat it back. So rub it down, get all the sort of the high spots off and the stickers and all the gunk. Maybe shape the body shell a little bit with a Dremel just to make it so it looks a bit neater. Put some etching primer or primer filler, whichever you feel is, whichever I feel works better. We flat that back and then put some colour on it. And then during that process, the shell cans be sort of fitted on the chassis, but also at the end of the video, what I'm planning to do is give it a chance to start up. Worst case scenario was two worst case scenarios. First one being I'll need to buy another motor, another engine. The second one, if that's proving too difficult or expensive for what it is, I'll just probably put some old servos in it, put them in as if they're working, and keep it as a shelf queen, or even there's a possibility I might get rid of it. If it doesn't work, or I think it's, for me, too expensive to get working, I might even sell it. But we'll cross that bridge perhaps after part 4. So sit back and enjoy, and I'll see you soon during the video, and of course very soon for part 5.
Hello. So I think my plan is now is I'm going to go through the process of restoring the body shell. Now before I do that, I've just dug a servo out of a old Nitro, which I know I won't be using these servos. These are the old servos. Just like a normal Acoms, just something you used to get back in the day. It's, as far as I'm aware, it still works. But the process at the moment is I'm going to put this in the car so that when it comes to starting it up, or attempting to start it up, I've got something to control the throttle with. And then the main bulk of this video is going to be restoring this body shell. Now I've got a new body shell, which you can't see it, but it's just out of shot. But that needs cutting. So I've got somewhere here, I've just bought some wet and dry. This just came from B&Q. Now this is nothing spectacular. It goes from 240 up to 600. So quite fine, but I think the thing is, what I want to try and do is rub this down, take all the steckles, the stickers, decals off, rub this down. I've got some paint on order. Give it a clean. Give it a like a filler primer. I have got filler primer somewhere. I did have. Just looking. Oh, I have got some filler primer. Paint the shell. Rub it down. Put a top coat on it. It's going to be. Oh, I don't know. Is it red or is it white? I can't remember now. And then put lacquer on it, and it will look good, if anything. And then the rear wing, I'm going to fix or do something with it so it is. I might try it without the wing, but I'm going to paint it anyway. But I might try it so the wing is a little bit more of a rake on it, like this. And the back, it's got a great big like flat board here. I'm probably going to just trim that off, as I don't necessarily think you need that on there. Anyway, so initially what we'll do, let's put the servo in the car. So I'll try and do this in real time if I can. There, this should just pop off nicely. There we go. So I'm going to put that to one side. It doesn't look to be in bad condition. It's got these like wire mesh, which I think I might have to like mask it or something. I don't know what I'll do yet with that. But initially we've got to clean this up because it's hard body, and it's got to be sprayed on the outside. I think the rear wing does have like what looks like a hole, an extra hole drilled in there, which might have been the wrong place at some point. It's got like 3 holes in there, which you can probably make out. But anyway, we'll do that in a minute. I'll do that on camera if I can. Now, regarding this, I'm not concerned how it fits in, but my understanding nevertheless is that it should, I don't know, maybe it goes that way. Yeah, if it goes that way, or does it go that way, or does it go that way? Oh, it goes that way. So let me try and zoom in a little bit here so you can see what I'm doing. Hopefully that's clear. There we go, so you can see there. So that's how the servo fits in. I've just got to bolt it on there. I'm only going to put it on with 2 screws for now. I'm not going to go too mad with that. So I don't even know if I've got a couple here. Irrespective of this servo, I'm not actually going to use these servos unless, if it doesn't fire, it doesn't matter, does it? Are these the right? No. Not sure what size they are. Have I got any others fitted? I think it goes on there. So I'm gonna just briefly just do these up if I can. There we go. So we've got it. It's on there. It's not the servo. It's going to go on there, but it's on there. Now, I'm going to get the far as I'm aware, this is the throttle linkage, which I'm just going to tidy up quickly before I put it on. It's specifically shaped so that it goes on. Now what I'm going to have to do is we're going to have to drill out the servo horn and take it off. That should I think I need one with a slightly longer horn. I need more of a throw. It is working, however, when I close it, it's not fully closed. And if it did start, that's not good. That's better. So I've got a slightly longer, throw on it now, so that when I moved it by hand, it fully closes. You can't see that, but that's fully open. It goes beyond what it needs to go on for closing. Good. As we get ever closer to getting this thing started, still waiting for the exhaust hardware there, to be honest. Right, we can move that out of the way. Right, so I think first thing, let's take that wing off. There's another hole there. I thought it was for fixing. It's actually for the aerial, isn't it? I forgot this car would have had an aerial on it. That JIS screwdriver's not going to work on there. It's old. Really old. That's the problem with 1980s stuff. It just sticks. So I'm going to put the wing to one side for now. But it's this that I'm going to try and work on. First off, I wonder how stuck the stickers are. Now I can soak this in hot water. Very is the answer to that. I'm going to try and use a bit of the blade to try and get this sticker off. So you just get the blade underneath. Not worried about if it takes paint off or marks anything yet, to be honest. I'll try not to, but 1980s stickers, and they're not very good ones at that. And they're very brittle. They've been on there like ages. I'll speed this bit up if it's worth me doing. Depends how long it takes me. And there you are. Right, we're going to try a little bit of a rub down now. I might have to do that off camera, and ideally in a sink. But I'm going to try it here just to see how robust this all is. So this is going to take quite a while. So I'm going to crack on off camera and just continue to rub this down, get it cleaned up, and I'll be back once this bit's done. So I've done a bit, I've got everything off that I need to. It's a lot cleaner. All the stickers off, sticky residue. There's a few bits I can still rub down, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to prime the whole body, and then I'll probably, once it's dry, just mask off the inside so that nothing goes through it the best I can. There are still a few bits and pieces here and there, but that's as far as I can go at the moment. But I'll be back in a bit with some other bits and pieces. I think one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to Dremel this edge here. I just think it will fit better if I just smooth this bit out a little bit. I might do that now. I think I might do that as part of this video. That side and that side. It looks a bit chewed. And there's a bit here as well where the exhaust has melted. So let me just get my Dremel. There you go. A bit tidier. And there you are. There you are. Obviously that was it before. Or the sort of the condition. And now that's it afterwards. If anything, it'd be a really complete shelf queen. If it doesn't work. It's much neater and tidier at this corners now. Alright, I suppose the next thing is the priming. So I'll get onto that. Alright, so ignore all the grasshopper stuff. We're kind of slotting this one in to do at the moment. So I've rubbed down this shell. You can see all the high spots, all the stickers are off, it's clean, about as clean as it's going to get. I've got some filler primer which I will now put on, and then that will need rubbing down, so I'm going to put that on and then come back when the primer's all, it's done and dry, and then I'll show you that, and then I'm going to sand it down, and then we'll do the top coat. At least it will look better than what it currently does. So let me do that now. Right, I've sprayed it in a primer. It's been rubbed down as well. So it's, when you put primer on initially, it leaves kind of a rough. This is a bit of a contradiction. A sort of a very rough, smooth finish. it's not as smooth as what this is. This is like silky smooth, but if you left it, it's almost like very fine wet and dry paper. I mean, like very fine. So you have to rub it down. There are a few high spots. I don't know if you can see that here, and a few bits and pieces on the high spots, but it's gone back through to the original. But I'm not going to worry too much about them. You can probably see that this side isn't brilliant, but it's, as in the finish, it probably could do with another coat, but I'm not going to be too fussed. So the next thing is to put some colour on it. Now I'm going to do the same colour on the inside, just a bit of overspray on the inside, just so it doesn't look quite as rough as that, so that when I do the outside, any overspray will sort of go through and sort of cover a bit more. So I'm not going to do the inside a separate colour, because I can't be asked to mask it all off. There's no point, because it's whether this actually goes on the track, as it were, or a shelf, or someone else's shelf, I don't know. So the next part of this video is going to be the colour, and then in between, perhaps whilst that's drying or whatever, we're going to attempt to start this up. If it just fires, mission accomplished. We can then go ahead and sort of put some bits and pieces in it, and then put some decals on the shell and finish it off. Then I'll keep it. I'm not sure if I'll keep it if it doesn't actually. Well, I don't know yet. Actually, I do quite like it. You have to ignore the grasshopper in the background, because that's another video I'm doing at the moment. Yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd show you that. I can't stop fiddling around with things. That's my problem. Yep. So the colour will be next. So for you, it's going to be it's going to be next. For me, probably a few days yet. First things first, the body shell's being sprayed, and that was a bit of a palaver, and I will explain that once the shell is done. Actually, far more complex than it need be. You can see before you, this is going to be either the make or break. I've got the starter box here. It's not, the car doesn't go that way. I've got to put it this way. The only thing I'm looking for here is it draws fuel in and fires. So I think the first thing to do is get some fuel in this. I'm going to use like 16% nitro to see. I mean, I've only got, I don't want loads in here. I'm just putting the glow starter. It's on charge. I think it was working anyway, so it's just been sat around. And I'm also going to take the air cleaner off for now, and it's just got a bit of an opening on the carb. I did adjust this to what I think. Now I haven't got clear fuel line on here, so yeah, I don't know. So let me. All this all now boils down to what I'm about to do. So I don't want loads in there. You know, I'm hoping it's not going to be a Schumacher XTR 21, whatever it was. Right, first thing, I'm not fully prepared. Hang on, what am I looking for? What am I looking for? A tuning screwdriver. Okay. What was I going to do then? What was I going to do? Oh, I know. So we're going to see if it draws some fuel in there. This could be the start and the end, couldn't it? Let's see what happens. I can just about make out the carb. Well, so switch that on. And I hope that what's going flat. That. I hope it's not that. Right, it seemed to have drawn fuel in. Right. What do I do? Put that on, check the plug, put it on, check the plug, or just put it on, see if it fires. This is the moment of truth. It's only got a fire, remember, not run. No compression, probably. Or that's flat. Let's check that. So you'll see it's glowing. So it's not the fact that don't work. Let's try again. Is it going the right way around? More to the point. I mean, there's absolutely no compression at all. So, as expected, sadly, it ain't gonna work. I didn't film all that because it was pointless, but it's just there's no compression, which I knew anyway. It's a shame. I need another engine that would fit. I suppose I have got engines, but depends whether it meshes up, lines up. And that's definitely easier said than done, if I'm honest. That's a real shame, unless, you know, these ABC liners, they just don't last, do they? And there's nothing you can do about it, to be honest. I'm sort of like between a rock and a hard place now. What do I do? Do I try and source another motor engine? I also don't know if the carb's pulling fuel up. It started to, but I don't know if it's the most efficient carb. But nevertheless, it's got absolutely no compression. So I thought it might have even fired up a little bit, even if it didn't run. It'd have been mission accomplished in my eyes. But maybe, unless I take it off and really try to pinch it, so it doesn't matter if it gets knackered. I suppose that's because that's the next option, is remove everything, take the engine out, pinch it excessively, such a thing. I'm not sure if I did enough. And then perhaps we'll try again. That's about the only other option I've got, to be honest. Alright, so first attempt failed. In the next part of this video, we'll see the body shell painted, and we'll go into why that was a bit of an arse ache. Whether or not I get a chance to pinch this sleeve, I don't know. Probably not in this episode, to be honest. So yeah, I'm just trying to think whilst on camera. It's difficult. Obviously, to pinch the sleeve, it'll take it all apart again, which isn't. It's not. That's not a big issue, if I'm honest. Yeah. All right. First off, let's sort the body shell out. Let me show you that. I'll put it on, and I haven't put the wing on it at the moment. There's no point buying anything for it yet. And between now and the sort of the body shell part, I will have a think about what to do with this. Anyway, let's get the shell on it. Okay, right, the body shell has now been done. I'll quickly show you it. It's still soft-ish. Got to be careful. It's basically white. I mean, it's a Mercedes white. It has come up quite nicely. Hopefully it comes across. It's got lacquer on it, etc. So I had some real problems. I'm just standing off camera at the moment. I'll try and stand here. I'm trying to warm it up on the heater. I bought paint off the old eBay, and the paint I got, well, the tin was like half full. It was a new tin, but half full, so I didn't have enough to do what I needed to do, so I had to buy a different white, and then I bought a different lacquer because I thought, well, maybe the lacquer that I've got isn't going to be suitable for the paint I've now bought. So yeah, primer went on, primer build, and then I flatted that. It's called filler primer. I flatted that back, put this colour on, wasn't enough. I flatted that back, and then sprayed on the top coat of this new white, if you like, and then I very lightly flatted it back, and then put lacquer on, which is what's drying now. Like I say, it does look alright. It's just got to dry. Right, so we're going to put it back on the car now. I've done the inside, but it's just like overspray white more than anything, so it shouldn't be too tricky to put on. Nevertheless, you never know. That's that one. I don't think I'm going to pin it together yet. Let me just move things so you can see it a bit better. So there you have it. I haven't got the wing on. I don't think it needs it at the moment. I'm not going to really put the pins on there yet, but what do you think? It's definitely better than it was, but it is a shelf queen. It needs decals on it. I have got an idea what I wanted to do. I've just got to let it harden off completely, Yeah, so it's a shame. It's a real shame it didn't start. Now I've done a closing, which explains a few bits and pieces. I've already done the closing, so amongst the closing, I did mention that this would be a shaft queen, unless I can get an engine. I suppose another engine would fit. I would like an Irvine in it because it'll be just a straight in swap. Do you know what I mean? And it'll be a lot easier. But just for now, we're going to call that done, as far as I can get done. Hopefully you guys will watch the end here, so let me know your thoughts and give me some feedback. Does anyone have an Irvine 20 that's got compression that they know's in good order, and they'd like to? I'd buy it off you. So I think I said at the end of the closing, I'll buy it off you if you've got one. Yeah, it's a lovely mirror finish on it. Look, especially I don't know if you can see it on camera, but here in front of me, it looks great. And if it had some race stickers on it, and some numbers and some sponsorship decals, it would look really good. It might not go the best if it was going, but yeah, the compression on the engines is shot. So yeah. Anyway, stick around for a very quick closing.
Okay, in closing then. So that's part 4. So hasn't quite gone to plan. I think the body shell looks really good, even though it was a bit of a faff with the bits I got. Eventually, I've got no like decals on it at the moment, but as you can see, it looks all right. I'm a little bit disappointed and expected anyway about the engine of zero compression. It's not really going to start, is it? It's got to sort of squish the fuel up enough for it to ignite. I guess that's how it works, isn't it? If there's no compression, this is a piston going up and down with uncompressed nitro fuel. A glow plug has to ignite something which is a compression. Just putting a glow plug into diesel, for example, and it's not gonna ignite it, is it? So I know it's not a diesel engine. I'm just sort of giving you sort of some basics. But yeah, so whether there'll be a part 5, I don't know. It's all now down to sourcing an engine, either one that will fit or an Irvine 20, which is what's in there. Now I know I can, and there are sort of Marauders online, so yeah, I could buy another one that was cheap enough, providing it had a compression, because I don't want to be with the same situation again with another engine, no compression. It ain't going to start. It just needs to be bolted in. That's why I'd like an Irvine 20. But anyway, that's at the moment. I know I said there'll be a part 5. I'm not so sure. But that is the end of the series at the moment. The car is as it is, as you saw. It'll probably, at the moment, become a shelf queen. I'll keep my eye out for another engine. Ideally, one that was supposed to be in there anyway. If you get this far in the video, hopefully, I don't know, if you know anyone that's got an Irvine 20 that you know's got compression and it's reasonable money, not too expensive, I would buy that. So let me know. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. It's certainly a eye opener because it's old tech, isn't it? It's old technology. But I like that. That's mainly what this channel is about, of restoring old nitros. But of course, I do a lot of electric builds and new car builds because I'm an RC enthusiast. So yeah, anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts. If you can follow the channel and like the video and share the videos, that would be absolutely fantastic, and I'd really appreciate that. And give the videos a thumbs up. Leave some comments. I'm always happy to talk and ask and chat about RC. Some of you out there are awful lot of knowledge, much more than me, and it'd be nice to sort of engage. So yeah, thanks very much for watching. Appreciate that, and I'll see you on the next series. Bye for now.